Hey, what's happening? How are y'all doing? Good morning to you, or good afternoon to you, if you're in USA mostly. I'm in Vietnam right now, so this is my evening time. I am 11:45 p.m. Vietnam time. So it's not my usual setup, as you can see. Got some scooters riding behind me. I'm not in Saigon, or some people call Ho Chi Minh City, so it's not that crazy in the background. But if you have any questions, happy to answer. And of course, here's here to share any my insight on what I believe is frustrating people. And if you have followed our channel, watched some videos before from greencardguys.tv, then you already have an idea what I'll probably be talking about. But if anything, this is a little bit, maybe let's be a little bit extra motivation to get your case moving along. By the way, let me know if you can't hear me for some reason. I'm using AirPods, and at least I think I'm using AirPods. I don't know why. Like Apple's so good, it can connect to your phone when you're holding it, and then connect back to iPad somehow. So this is my first time using the iPad going live. So only thing is I gotta hold it up so you can see the background. Check it out. Okay. All right. There goes a Grab car. By the way, Grab is kind of like our Uber in America, or it's pretty similar. Uh, Let me know if you have any experience traveling through Vietnam or using Grab. Let me know about your case. Is it delayed? Hopefully it's not, or more than likely it is. You know, we just had a consultation earlier, so if you're watching, we don't go into detail, of course, of your specific case, but been getting very similar calls where people already have conducted the visa interview abroad, and then they get this request to fill out this form, DS 5535, and you're wondering, why the heck do I need to fill this out? I already answered similar questions of my address, where I worked, things of that nature. You know, why would they want me to do this? Why can't they tell me in advance? So that's why, at least with our clients, we prep them in advance to get that done. So we really try to prevent delays on our end for our own clients. But if you're in a situation where, the your own attorney doesn't prep you that way, and you're watching this video, prep it yourself. Don't wait for your lawyer to tell you. Okay, and that's the beach, by the way. You just can't see it right now. It just downpoured for like 15 minutes straight. Fortunately, I lucked out of that rain. Um, let's see what else. What else can I share with y'all? A whole bunch of stuff. Let's see. Another scenario. People been calling about. We are the immigration problem solver, so we get these kind of questions about people already a resident, permanent resident for so many years, but they know that they have not maintained their status. Of course, that is a huge problem. Inherently, that means when you travel back into the US and without doing anything, the most likely scenario is that the Customs Border Protection Officer at the airport will say, hey, I noticed you haven't been here in a long time. But they might not say anything. Okay? We've actually had people that we've told, hey, you haven't maintained your status, or you've been order removed, but they were able to come back into America without any issues. So, of course, that's very surprising. You just never know what kind of officer you're gonna get that day. But they're supposed to have access to that. So let's see. Well, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, by the way, we do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion, and we do share the secret code. If we towards the end of the show, we'll be on for another 10 minutes or so. This is pretty late out here. It is almost midnight, so just want to chit chat with y'all, see how you're all doing. Let me know. Drop in the comments where you're watching from. Are you watching anywhere in Southeast Asia by any chance, or somewhere else where there's scooters? or you have to use grad. Um, let's see what else. The other reason people call us about this situation where they're already a resident is because when they apply. So the thing is, you have to apply for a SB1, returning resident visa, to show proof that you're trying to maintain your status. So that's really the worst case scenario. The thing is, we just got clients, adult son's parents, a green card. During the pandemic, their interview was rescheduled a couple times. They're actually here, based in Vietnam, where I am right now, and they finally were able to come to America about a couple weeks ago, and they have a business, so they have to go back to their business. Completely understand. And I know it may sound strange. Why would someone apply for residency and then want to go back to their country? Well, they got to take care of the business. Maybe they want to wind it down, sell it. Whatever the reason is, there is a pathway to maintain your residency before you go to the worst case scenario of SB1, and that's called a re-entry permit. It's the form I-131. Okay, and so the other reason that some people may want to become a resident, even though they they're more inclined to live in their country of nationality, is because maybe they have grandkids. And so, especially during the pandemic, I've heard that a lot of grandparents have had to unfortunately overstay their visa. So in that situation, they're not resident, but then they decide to apply to become a resident. But there's some of y'all, or some of your parents, if you're watching, been hesitating on applying. The thing is, if your parents have overstayed their visa and then they leave, boy, that is gonna cause problems, because uh, when someone has lived in the U.S. for more than 180 days, but less than 1 year, and then they left, that's a 3-year bar. But if you overstayed by more than 1 year, 365 days or more, and then left, that's a 10-year bar. So you really want to game plan and strategize. Some people think you don't have to have a lawyer or strategize for immigration, but you really do, in a lot of different scenarios, including what I always think is obvious, but not so obvious to everyone, is when you are arrested or about to do a plea bargain, agree to a plea bargain. You definitely want to speak to an immigration lawyer. I am trying to figure out where to put my camera, because I'm supposed to look left of the iPad. Hi, Zaira. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. You live in Kuwait, but originally from Pakistan. Your blood sister is in Boston for 15 years. Oh, 15 years in Boston? I can't believe it. That's impressive. If you've been watching the channel, you know I'm from Texas, but I was born in Connecticut. So I guess you could say I'm a Yankee a little bit. You want immigration, but how much take time for immigration process? Oh yeah. So yeah, this is the F4 category. Uh, it's gonna take, I can't recall exactly right now for the country, for country nationality in Pakistan, but it's definitely less time than India, Mexico, Philippines, and China. So that's a good thing. So you want to Google search visa bulletin, but whatever you see on the visa bulletin for chart B under family category classification, that's really just step number 2. Okay, step number 2. The step number 1 is the family petition. That usually takes at least 1 year. It could sometimes even longer for step number 1 petition, I-130. And that really is because they have no rush. They're trying to manage a caseload. There's no rush to process to finalize your petition when there's no visa available for many years, sometimes at least 5 years. So that's the F4 category for sibling. But then, hey, look at this. Think about this. We get a lot of calls about the F4, and people are like, "Oh shoot, that's gonna take forever. What's the point?" If you have that kind of mentality, then it's never gonna happen. Okay? I know siblings might not love each other that much. I totally get it. Okay, but consider it as a gift. Okay, it's $535 for the government fee petition. Just if you're the U.S. citizen watching this, just do your family a favor. Just file the petition, okay? It's step number 1. Otherwise, you're going to be hounded. You're going to be harassed by your own family. hey, when are you going to file this, file that? And then you probably didn't file because the other reason is because you don't know the process. So it's still worthy to chat with the immigration attorney, even though the case may take forever. So hopefully that helps. It's definitely going to be at least 5 years. Okay. And by the way, Congress, when they last talked, you tried to unite the Gang of Eight in Congress back in, I think, 2000, the year 2000-ish, or 2000. Actually, whenever Obama was in office, the first term, 2008, the Gang of Eight, they actually thought about, in advancing immigration reform, they actually thought about removing the F4 category. So that was pretty frustrating for a lot of folks. So that's why it's better removing it, but it'll be grandfathered for anyone who filed previously. So that's why I just get it in line, file that petition, okay? Drop any comments. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see, what else I was going to talk about? Yeah, so anyway, SB1, some people know to file that application online. You can do that online with Department of State website, travel.state.gov. However, the problem is you may be a national of a country whose consulate or embassy is closed. So, for example, Russia or Belarus. There's several others actually that could be closed. And you're like, well, shoot, how do I get a freaking appointment? And then also the other thing is you have no idea what the appointment wait time is because there actually is a page on the Department of State website, travel.state.gov. You can Google search it, visa appointment wait times for the United States. SB1 is not included on that, okay? F1, B1, B2 is included. I believe even J1 is included on that. Which, by the way, if you've noticed, the appointment wait time is usually for B1, B2 for visitor visa, or some people call it tourist visa. That's usually like 1 year out because they put that as low priority. If they're going to prioritize non-immigrant visas in that sense, it'd be F1, L1, for example, to name a few, but not the tourist visa. So I know some of y'all that are interested in getting married and hanging out in America, and you don't have a tourist visa yet. I'm sorry, or you did apply, but it's still a year out. Yeah, I mean, you might not want to wait that long to get started with the case. It just depends on timing of your situation. Everyone has a different life situation, so sometimes it's just not only legal advice that we provide. Okay, it's just thinking about the full picture. Hey, Muhammad Ali, love all y'all's name, but yeah, Muhammad Ali, that's a big deal there. R.I.P. Ali. Okay, so your niece's immigration petition was denied by immigration. Oh, because age out. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Mohammed. Okay, so yeah, CSPA, you're probably familiar with it now. Child Status Protection Act. I always recommend double checking to make sure that the government correctly aged her out. Okay, but you need to have the date, know the niece's date of birth. So just because, just a little background for everyone, just because someone, let's say you sponsor your brother or sister, but then of course, most people have a child. I don't want to assume, but most people have a child. So you don't have to file a separate petition for that niece or nephew. So they are actually included as a derivative. However, they age out when they quote unquote turn 21. But just because they turn 21 doesn't mean it's automatic age out. We still can do some kind of calculation that Congress randomly put together. And okay, there you go. I figured out. Hey, what's going on? I am in Vietnam. Sorry, you may have missed that earlier. I'm trying to figure out my camera. I'm in Vietnam. I'm in Da Nang. So if you have been in Vietnam, friends, drop in the comments. Love to know your experience in this country or any Southeast country, honestly. Always love a chance to get out here when I can. Yeah, it's midnight right now. My wife probably doesn't want me out here this long. out in the dark. Oh, okay. So Mohammed, I don't know if that was a question, but just wanted to give some context. Sorry about that for your niece, but double check those dates. Uh, also, yeah, I want to answer Mohammed's statement, give some context to it, because there's been situations, yeah, you have an idea if the government has included that niece or nephew, for example, if NVC does not provide a invoice number or new case number for that niece or nephew, but just because they don't provide a invoice number for that does not mean he or she was incorrectly or correctly aged out. So that's why you definitely want to double check, okay? And hey, I had an idea that is your country just based on your name, but I didn't want to assume, of course. And actually, actually had a chance to hang out in Bana Hills in Sunworld. So if you haven't heard about Sunworld, my friends, is basically their version, or they're trying to get it like a Disney World, or not Disney World, but Universal Studios in Florida, that kind of situation where each section has a theme. So they're really trying to develop it. Apparently, it's been a plan for 15 years. Look, I checked out the ice cream. Just that by itself, I can tell you they need a lot of work. Okay, so if you have any experience in the entertainment industry, y'all need to go help out Vietnam or Sunworld. Thank you, Javed J. Appreciate it. Hey, Leonard. Try to help out when I can. Your friend has a pending asylum case, and I-130 petition filed by mother. Okay. Siblings have been approved, but no response about his own. When you say approved, do you mean the entire case, like they got the green card, or they got the petition only approved? I'm assuming you mean petition only because your friend you're talking about, the I-130, is filed only by the mother. Okay, well, how old is your friend, first of all? I'm assuming your friend is over. Still can't figure out this camera. Okay, there we go. Sorry, making me all dizzy. Um, I'm assuming your friend is over 21, maybe not married, maybe single. That definitely makes a difference in the categories and the wait time. So that's what I'm saying. If it's a family preference, if your friend is over 21, it's considered family preference, and so there's a longer wait time for the visa to be ready, depending on the fiscal year. And that being said, if it's a family preference category, they don't. USCIS has no urgency to make a decision on your I-130. So, but yeah, just in general, I mean, there have been times where we had to file a lawsuit, mandamus lawsuit against the government for long, long delays on a petition. But look, we get a lot of calls about mandamus lawsuits, if they should file it or not, and there's certain time periods that we have our own chart that we consider unreasonable. Some lawyers may want to wait longer time, and in those scenarios where they consulted another lawyer and then we filed for them, it worked out. So not every law firm has the same time periods, I guess, just based on experience. By the way, we do work with team up with other attorneys depending on which district court they where you live, your jurisdiction where you live, essentially, whichever city. Because if y'all talk to us about mandamus lawsuits and you're joining us on the show, um, you probably already know how fast we work. If you just in general, let's say you apply for any kind of case, and you consult a lawyer, please tell me if you're that lawyer intentionally told you when they're going to intentionally file your case. We have 3 membership plans, okay, for most case types, okay, for most applications. And in every one of those plans, we have a projected internal filing time period deadline for ourselves, because we know that you have waited so long. most likely you waited so long to even decide to file the case. Because I know it's human nature to wait. And that's why by the time people talk to us about mandamus type situations, your case being delayed, you're you finally boiled up and frustrated with the government. So, um, anyways, I know my team asked me to talk about other stuff. I gotta remember. Okay, let's see here. Yep. hmm Anyway, in the meantime, please drop in the comments. Oh, the secret code. I gotta share it with y'all because I know y'all. If you're new to the channel, we do offer. There it is. Free 15-minute preliminary discussion. If you have any questions about your case, of course, it's really 15 minutes. So we have limited spots for that. I don't know if it's on specific days these days, but we're just getting booked on paid consults. So we've not been able to provide as many free consults, but they might tell you to come to the show to ask your question. So eventually, I'm gonna invite y'all to be on the show live if you want to show your face. By the way, you don't have to. I know some other shows they do that, but anyways, you don't have to. Let's see. But that's an option since we've been getting a lot of calls. All right, let's see what other situations. Okay, yeah, people who have expired green cards, and then and we're abroad and how to get back. Okay, yeah, so we talked about that earlier uh, about filing for or trying to if money doesn't matter and you're able to fly in, or the person who has an expired green card and abroad, most likely because of pandemic or medical emergency. If money doesn't matter and you're able to afford it, you might want to consider flying in, see if customs even is able to check that your card is expired. Or not so much expired, but that you have not maintained your status. That is up to you. That is not legal advice. That is just sharing experiences of our other callers. Okay. But yeah, if you're in a situation like that client, recent client the client that recently just got the green card for the husband and wife, and you do have the opportunity to be proactive, okay? If you're able to be proactive in applying for a re-entry permit, I highly recommend it. Okay, I think it's a little under $700. It's a 131 form. It's valid typically for 2 years, but just because it shows on the instructions valid for 2 years doesn't mean you're always going to get 2 years. But here's the thing. People ask, can I apply for it and then leave? No, you have to apply for it and wait in the U.S. I don't know what it is. Some of y'all get the green card and you're like, I'm out. Y'all, come on, how come y'all don't want to stay in America a little bit longer? You may have to file taxes anyway, so you can't avoid that. Okay? Speak with an accountant. By the way, if you're new to America, speak to an accountant. Okay? Donald Trump can tell you more about that. He probably didn't. Probably the accountant said yes too many times to Donald Trump. By the way. When am I coming back to America? If only if I could remember. I'm so focused on the work schedule that my family takes care of that part. But I believe one more week. So I might have a couple more shows in the dark. This is a nighttime version, nighttime edition, Vietnam. You need some help? Okay. Well, that's a great. Thanks for letting me know. Because here's the thing. I just shared the secret code for the free 15 minutes. Okay, that is a secret code for y'all that are following us and subscribing to our channel. Greatly appreciate it. Much love. By the way, smash the like button if you enjoy our content, and it greatly improves the reach of our channel. And so, if you want a way to contact us, yep, there you go. There's my finger, 720-740-4247. If you have time to call, or go to our website down below, greencardguys.com/contact us. You just click on the link, you'll be able to fill out the form. Just answer a couple questions. Really gives our CARES team a leg up, making sure that your case is the type that we help. Because we really don't want to waste your time if from the very beginning if it's not a case that we help. We've been trying to be more specific on the cases that we assist, and if anything, even if we're not able to help you, we definitely try our best to refer you to several lawyers that we trust. That's what we're about, trying to solve your immigration problem. Even if we're not your immigration lawyer, we're happy to guide you to other professionals if necessary. And we're a remote law firm, by the way, so we offer consultations by video chat or it can be by phone call. So you can be living anywhere. You don't have to be living in Texas where our office is at. I actually haven't seen that many clients in person or in a while, but it's always a nice treat when I have. All right, I think I'm back. I guess I was out for like 2 seconds. That was kind of crazy. Let's see. Any other questions? Otherwise, I should get to bed. Okay. But yeah, see your code. Okay, I shared it with y'all earlier. I do have a TikTok channel account. I bit the bullet. The team is very excited. Green Card Guys _ John. Give me a follow. Let me know. I'm not always dancing, but give me a follow. Let me know how I'm doing on the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And by the way, if you are abroad, outside the U.S., and you need to wait a long time, or you need to connect with us, we do have WhatsApp 346-330-5888. All right, appreciate y'all, and okay, thanks. We'll be in touch. Look forward to it. Hope we can help you. All right, and all right, friends. Until next time, please stay safe.